All right, hear me out for a second, guys. Anthony Joshua is being called out by probably one of the most dangerous, undefeated heavyweight fighters, and instead of jumping on it, silence, radio silence. And in another story, we've got Colby Covington just like absolutely unloaded on Tyron Woodley and might be setting up for probably one of the most uncomfortable comeback fights that we've seen to date. So, guys, two explosive stories, and we're gonna bring it to you here, guys. We've got Colby Covington, Tyron Woodley potentially in an MMA, maybe UFC fight, and then we've got Anthony Joshua, who already has his eyes set on Tyson Fury, and now he's been pulled in a different direction. And I'm going to talk all about it, guys. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome to Duality 7X. I'm your host, Shiraz. Guys, if you're new here, we cover all the latest trending stories when it comes to the world of MMA, UFC, WWE, and boxing. No fluff, no fake hype, no fake news. No bias, just unfiltered, raw, unedited, real talk, real opinions, guys. We bring it all here. So if you guys like and hear what you see, all we can ask, if you smash a like and subscribe and share, that would be fantastic, guys. So let's get right into it. And hey, before we get right into it, a very, very Merry Christmas to all of you guys, and to all of the Duality 7Xers that are out there. Thank you for supporting this channel. I hope you guys enjoy your Christmas, and I hope you guys enjoy your holidays. And we're still posting daily, guys. So we're not going anywhere. It doesn't matter if we're outside. If it doesn't matter if we're on vacation or what. We're still posting daily. So hope you guys enjoy this one. Let's start with the Anthony Joshua story. Anthony Joshua came off an incredible win. Knocking out his opponent, Jake the Problem Child Paul. Knocked him out in the 6th round, 1 minute and 33 seconds, something like that in the 6th round. It was a brutal knockout. It left Jake Paul with a broken jaw in 2 places. He's lost some teeth as well too, and he's in a lot of pain. And he's probably going to be out of commission probably for about. The doctors say for him to heal to 90%, it'll take about 8 to 9 months. We hope we wish for him a speedy recovery, and we hope he's back in action soon. But yeah, it was a brutal knockout. So Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn, they're probably thinking to themselves, okay, well, we got Tyson Fury coming down in 2026. That's going to happen. Then all of a sudden, as they're talking, boom, the phone rings. Who could it be? Well, that's a different number. Pick up the phone, and guess who's on the other line? Fabio Wardley. So Fabio Wardley, okay, this is interesting because Fabio Wardley, he made it officially clear that he wants to fight none other than AJ, Anthony Joshua. And honestly, this isn't some random call out for clout or anything along those lines. No. Good, guys. This is really good. Wardley has been on a very real competitive run as of late. He stopped Joseph Parker in the 11th round. That in itself, Joseph Parker, he tested positive for drugs. But yeah, he stopped Joseph Parker in the 11th round, and what an unbelievable fight that was, guys. And he broke down David Adelaide before that. So a lot of power, pressure, and he's got now, that equates to a lot of confidence. So Wardley is walking confidence right now. And look, here's where it gets really interesting. Fabio Wardley is unbeaten. He's hungry, and he's downright dangerous. Yeah. And so this kind of puts a thorn in every heavyweight fighter's side because, at any time they could get the call to fight him. That's not an easy fight. That's not going to be an easy fight. And so flip the camera now to AJ, to Anthony Joshua, to his direction. And now AJ is coming off probably one of the most brutal knockout losses that anyone had to endure, and that too to Daniel Dubois. And I mean, that loss in itself really shook Anthony Joshua to his core, to the point where, you know, he really he wanted to do some self-reflection. He wanted to kind of self-evaluate, and he didn't quit. Never. AJ's not a quitter, but he wanted to take some time off. And I think he did the right thing. He took some time off, a healthy time off, and AJ came back in roaring fashion to take on AJ taking on Anthony Joshua. AJ taking on Jake Paul, because the fight between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul fell through. And while MVP Promotions was kind of canvassing all the different fighters around the world as to who would be a prime candidate to step up and take on Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua came out of the light, and there he stood, 6'6", all of them in full glory. He's like, I could do this. I want this fight, and he got paid handsomely for it, right? And so, yeah, when he came back, he knocked out Jake Paul probably into a parallel universe, because every day I wake up right now, I feel like I'm waking up in a parallel universe. Everything has changed, okay? I mean, geopolitically, sports, everything. You got Jack Doherty now wanting to fight Andrei Arlovsky. What the heck is even going on, guys? Next thing you know, 6ix9ine's going to come out and say, I want to take on 50 Cent. So, that could be a good fight, guys. So, yeah, I mean, AJ's got a lot of confidence right now. His head's in a good space. You know, he seems to have shaken off some of those cobwebs. He probably still has a few cobwebs from being away from the sport for as long as he has. But look, I mean, he came back and he beat Jake Paul. And let's be honest, I mean, that win in itself probably didn't answer a lot of boxing questions, but it showed his ferociousness. It showed his hunger, his appetite for destruction. And now, as he sets his eyes on Tyson Fury, out of the woodwork comes Fabio Wardley. His camp comes out, reaches out and says, hey, we can even make a WBO title opportunity available without a qualifier. Wow. So, here's the deal. AJ is a two-time unified world heavyweight champion. A belt here or there, I mean, he's been there, he's done it. He's carried all the belts, you know. So now if you're trying to dangle a carrot in front of AJ, I think the bigger carrot would probably be a sack of money, you know, stacks and stacks of $100 bills. But I mean, if you are going to dangle a carrot, the WBO title is not too bad, but the gatekeeper for that belt is a serious competitor. And it just so happened that all came to fruition because Alexander Usyk woke up one day and said, I'm not going to face the mandatory challenger to represent this belt anymore. So, yeah, I'm willing to pursue other avenues right now. WBO's like, okay. They stripped Usyk of his title. He vacated that title, and now that title has gone automatically to Fabio Wardley. And so there been talks, and actually I did a video on this, about the possibility of Daniel Dubois maybe wanting to take on Fabio Wardley for the WBO belt. Right? Because what happened recently with Daniel Dubois? Well, simple. Daniel Dubois, he exited the IBF qualifier, title eliminator, to take on Frankie Sanchez. He didn't want to do that. So he decided to pursue other avenues. And I thought the assumption was that he was going to pursue this avenue to take on Fabio Wardley for the WBO title. Wow. But now here we are. Fabio Wardley's camp reaches out to AJ's camp and says, hey, we can make this match happen for the WBO title. and no qualifiers attached to it. I mean, that's not nothing, guys. That's a big, big deal. The fact that AJ will pretty much be given an opportunity to go from go all the way around the board and back to go again without having to take on some of the competitors along the way. He gets a direct VIP Nexus route line that bypasses everybody and anyone all the way right to the front in front of the current champion. So this is why this is such a big deal, because that's this is the exact type of fight that tells us where AJ really is, right? So is AJ still trying to chase legacy, or is he trying to protect his brand value at least a little while longer? I mean, the competition in his division is just ramping up like there's no tomorrow. I can potentially see some UFC heavyweight fighters wanting to cross over into that division as well too. And why not? I mean, if they can make it work, why not? But the question still comes down to is AJ chasing legacy, or is he trying to protect brand value? So that's the question, right? And so look, I get it. I mean, from Eddie Hearn's perspective, from his purview, right? Wardley, I mean, if I'm Eddie Hearn, I'm thinking Wardley as high risk, okay? I mean, that's low reward, high risk. I don't know. Do you really want to sacrifice your brand, your value? You just came off a destructive, unbelievable hype win over one of social media's biggest stars, and now turned boxer Jake Paul. You just beat him, and now you got a lot of hype. Now you're gonna set yourself up for a big money, another money payday. Do you really want to take on Wardley and win the WBO belt? So, if Joshua does do that, and if he wins, people are going to say, well, he was supposed to. If he loses, that's going to be a devastating setback. Devastating setback for AJ. So, look, I mean, everything right now around Joshua points one direction. Saudi-backed mega fights. Okay? Look, guys, it doesn't get any bigger than that. Folks like Turki Al Sheikh and his team, they are, while we're sleeping, these guys are up late at night trying to play matchmaker. Trying to come up with perhaps what would be the biggest fights that people want to see and what's going to make the biggest buzz around the world. Right? Tyson Fury, big spectacle, guys, global hype and buzz, which means global money. Low risk compared to an unbeaten contender, guys. Low risk. And with Turki Al Sheikh, with his influence, major influence, it's pretty clear why Wardley isn't top priority. Right? So, here's the deal. If Joshua truly wants to prove he's still an elite fighter, then Wardley is the test. Okay? Because then after Wardley, then chances are you're going to go take on Dubois, and then maybe Usyk if Usyk's still wanting to fight around that time. Now, the question, the problem I have is with all these people saying if AJ wants to prove that he's still elite. AJ is elite. He's an elite fighter. Like anyone who tells you he's not an elite fighter, they're just book nerds, and they can stick, their noses in their magazines and their novels. And look, AJ is a bona fide, when you think of heavyweight fighters, he's definitely one of the top heavyweight fighters that you're thinking of. All right, it is what it is, guys. Pure, plain, and simple. If anything, this fight against Jake Paul did him a lot of good. He came down to the Americas. He was at the Kaseya Center in Miami, Florida. This is the place you want to be. If you're not in Saudi, you want to be in Miami, or you want to be in New York. But he was in Miami, and you know what? The folks there, they're still eating it up. They're still talking about AJ, right? So he's building his brand really, really nicely. So he's got to be very, very meticulous in his decision and in his strategy in terms of what he wants to do, right? But all that stuff about, oh, is he still an elite fighter? Yeah, he's still an elite fighter. All right. So if Joshua does take on this fight and he wins convincingly, well, people are going to start believing in him like tenfold all over again. He's going to be the next big thing, better than apple pie. And I mean, honestly, if he avoids this fight altogether, like entirely, then I mean, the narrative is going to kind of get louder and louder and louder in his ear until somebody poses the question in a live presser. And then he's going to have to be forced to respond. Now, Joshua only wants like controlled situations. False. This is one of the things that I'm hearing. People are like, Joshua only wants controlled situations. No. Joshua, look, if Joshua, I'm sure there was some element of doubt potentially, or not doubt in his abilities. I mean, AJ knows what he's capable of doing, and his boxing prowess and his experience, but he's not one to duck, if that's a question, right? But he couldn't control the situation. He couldn't control the narrative against Jake Paul. If he did, then why the hell was the ring 25 by 25? Why wasn't it a normal, regular size, squared circle, like what boxers are familiar with? I mean, Jake was controlling all the narratives, including the money and how that was going to be, dispersed. So, yeah, no, I'm sure every fighter would love for the opportunity to control their own situations, but I don't think that's really at the top of AJ's agenda, right? I mean, I think perception is a lot of everything almost, right? I mean, optics are a big deal. I think the fight that he just had was unbelievable for him. The optics were screamed louder than loud. And I mean, for AJ, I mean, it was amazing. I think AJ, I mean, I personally don't know what he's going to do. I don't know if he's going to want to take on Fabio Wardley. If he does, wow, that's going to be a fight, guys. But I think he really wants, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to want to fight before he takes on Tyson Fury. So let's see what happens, guys. I mean, I'm in the dark, but if you guys have any thoughts and comments on it, please let me know. But on to our second story, guys. Colby Covington versus Tyron Woodley. By the way, guys, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, guys. You know what? Today is a very special day. You get 2 videos, guys. Isn't this amazing, right? Like, this is awesome. Like, look. Colby Covington versus Tyron Woodley. Could this be redemption or embarrassment, right? So, like, look, if you're going to switch lanes here, and got to put on my other hat, MMA. Okay, let's get into this, right? Colby Covington just went nuclear on social media. And look, he watched the fight with Tyron Woodley and Anderson Silva, and he was disgusted. He was really, really disappointed. I mean, again, Tyron had another boxing loss. He's 0-3 now in his professional boxing venture path, if you want to call it that. Colby didn't just criticize him, by the way. He dismantled him verbally. All right? Now, not necessarily trash talk, but I mean, it was kind of like a character assassination. He called him broke. He called him washed up, and he called him desperate. I mean, these are fighting words from a very, very angry fighter. Okay? And then he tried to make it look like he was a good guy. And he said, hey, don't worry, I'm offering you a chance at redemption because I'm the guy that can pick you up and bring you to salvation. Like, not literally, but look, here's a twist. Colby isn't offering MMA. Okay, let's get this straight first. He's offering freestyle wrestling. All right? And suddenly, yeah, I mean, this could actually make sense, And so Tyron Woodley's probably not feeling too good about his boxing right now. Probably a little disappointed with himself. He did take on this fight on short notice against Anderson Silva because Anderson Silva was supposed to take on Chris Weidman, but then that fell through. And then, hey, Tyron Woodley stepped up. He took this fight on short notice. Kudos to him. But at the same time, he did kind of look like he was out of his element, right? But now when it comes to freestyle wrestling, that'd be really, really interesting. So look, Woodley, he was never really a boxer. I mean, I think that experiment, I think it's safe to say it's done. It's over, right? But wrestling, this is where his roots are, right? Colby knows that. And Colby also knows that he needs a moment. Because let's not forget, it was Colby who was on a losing skid for the first time in his career. A loss to Leon Edwards, a loss to Joaquin Buckley. And then, I mean, this isn't Pete Colby anymore, right? I mean, so what does this really, really feel like? Right? A risky comeback for Tyron Woodley and a controlled rebound opportunity potentially for Covington. Right? So if Woodley actually does come out of the woodwork and accept this challenge by Covington, and if he loses again, that's probably the final nail, and that's the last we'll probably see of Tyron Woodley, unless he wants to try his hand at bare knuckle boxing, but boxing's not really his forte. Let's get real with that one, guys. But I mean, if Woodley somehow comes back, accepts the challenge from Covington, beats Covington, that could change his entire post-UFC narrative. And for Colby, a loss here would be absolutely catastrophic. Dumpster fire. All right? So look, two stories, guys, on a beautiful day on Christmas. We're all excited. Anthony Joshua avoiding Fabio Wardley. Well, I'm not going to go there just yet. All right, give this guy a little bit of time to breathe. Just because people are calling you and are demanding answers out of you, sorry, it doesn't work that way. All right, he just came off a fight. He's enjoying life a little bit right now. Give him some time. Give him some time, Fabio. Give him some time. Now, I don't love it, but I understand it. But give him some time. Okay, so let's still see how this plays out. With the story with Colby Covington, calling out Tyron Woodley and not just calling him out, but really calling him out like he's a nothing. That's calculated chaos at its best. Okay, so look, both situations are really going to come down to one thing: risk versus reward. Which is bigger? And right now, only one of these men seems willing to gamble. Who could that be? So let me ask you this. Who would you rather see? Joshua versus Wardley? Or is Joshua right to wait for a Fury-level payday? I think he's just going to choose that route. I think Daniel Dubois should step up. He's taken quite a bit of time off. And he should take on Fabio Wardley. That would be a good fight. And then that would set himself up for the winner against the winner out of Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Wow. Now, see, I should somebody hire me, man. I should be in the matchmaking promotion business. I mean, I think that's a good fight. So look, does Tyron Woodley deserve another last shot, or is Colby just really kicking a man or kicking that can down the road until he can't kick it anymore? Right? What do you guys think? Drop your thoughts and comments below, guys. I want to thank you guys for sticking around. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please hit the like button. Smash the subscribe button. Smash the like button. Hit the like button. Smash the like button. Oh my gosh, whatever, guys. Smash the like. Hit the subscribe button. Join us here on Duality 7X for more fight talk. I'll definitely catch you guys on the next one. I hope you guys have a very, very Merry Christmas. And look, guys, we're still posting daily, so we're not slowing down. We got a lot more to talk about. I'll catch you guys on the next one.